We built that business from nothing. Marcus and I. 7 years. Late nights, missed holidays, handshake deals that turned into contracts that turned into a company worth fighting for. I trusted him with my life, which is exactly why it took me so long to see what he was doing with it. It started small, a rounding error I almost missed on a Thursday afternoon. Vendor payments that didn't match invoices. Reimbursements for trips neither of us took. I almost let it go. Told myself it was an accounting glitch. Then I pulled the last 18 months. $500,000 gone. Moved in increments small enough to avoid flags. Routed through a shell vendor Marcus had quietly created 6 months after we launched. A company name I didn't recognize because I wasn't supposed to. I sat in my car for 40 minutes before I could breathe normally. Then I made a decision. I wasn't going to confront him. Not yet. I was going to smile. Show up Monday morning, pour him coffee, ask about his weekend, and while he thought he was safe, I was going to build something he couldn't escape. For 6 weeks, I performed the role of my life, laughed at his jokes, approved his expense reports, sat across from him in board meetings and nodded while he talked about scaling responsibly. Meanwhile, I had hired a forensic accountant privately, off the books, who confirmed everything. $512,000, 41 transactions. One shell company registered in Marcus's mother's maiden name. He wasn't even creative about it. Then Marcus made his next move. He pushed for a new joint account. Operational agility, he called it. Wanted both our signatures removed from the existing oversight structure. He was setting up the next phase. I agreed to the meeting. Smiled across the conference table. Said it sounded like a smart move. What I didn't tell him was that 2 days earlier, I had quietly transferred every remaining company asset into a secured account requiring independent trustee approval. He couldn't touch a dollar without triggering a full review. I had also contacted our legal counsel, the auditors, and a detective who specialized in financial fraud, all scheduled for the same morning. Marcus texted me the night before, "Big day tomorrow. We're going to take this thing to the next level." I typed back, "Can't wait." If you've ever had to smile at someone stealing from you, you know exactly how heavy that is. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss how this ends. He arrived 8 minutes early. Fresh coffee, easy confidence. That look he always had when he thought he was the smartest person in the room. He walked into the conference room and stopped. The forensic accountant was seated at the head of the table. Our attorney to the left. 2 auditors with open laptops. A detective standing quietly near the window. Marcus looked at me. I looked back. "Sit down, Marcus." What followed was the quietest 40 minutes of my professional life. They walked him through every transaction, every shell payment, every date, every amount, every routing number tied to a company that existed only to drain what we had built together. He denied it at first, then he bargained, then he went completely silent. His attorney arrived too late to stop the asset freeze. His share of the business flagged pending litigation. The accounts he had been quietly building for 2 years frozen before he finished his coffee. He was arrested that afternoon, charged with embezzlement, wire fraud, and breach of fiduciary duty. I didn't celebrate. I sat in the empty conference room after everyone left and thought about 7 years, about what we'd built, about how trust, once broken that way, doesn't really come back. But I also thought about that Thursday afternoon, the moment I found those numbers and chose not to react but to prepare. That choice saved everything he tried to take. Like this video, drop freeze in the comments if Marcus deserved every second of that room, and subscribe. New stories every week and they only get heavier from here. My name is Morgan, and this has been Karma's List. We keep receipts.